Da-da-da-da!
Apparently it's a leap year, I think. Today is the 29th of February. I believe that's a leap year. Don't happen very often. Now's a good opportunity to leap into another...
Marriage.
Fucking alright. Jesus.
Alright, what's your language? No, isn't this the time for women to propose to men if they're not married?
Oh, right. Is that the tradition of it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's an opportunity to seize.
Nicely put.
For
anything?
It's just an excuse, isn't it? For anything. No, just particularly for women to propose to men.
Oh, okay. That's a tradition.
I think so. Did I just
I
make
think
that
you're
up?
right. I think you're right, actually.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right.
Anyway, that won't bother us, will it, though?
I got that sorted out.
Got that one nailed.
Just leap forward.
Leaping forward.
Like a kangaroo.
Yeah, we're leaping forward. We went to, well, you did, didn't you? Got some supplies in last week. We've succumbed. I don't really think it'll make much difference, but we bought beans. We've got beans. We've got Heinz beans, and we've got soup, and we've got tomatoes, tin tomatoes, and other. Did you get any chickpeas? Or
You're referring to the coronavirus then?
I am referring to our store cupboard of survival. Our survival store cupboard.
Yeah, it's an interesting little energy thing going on, isn't it? It's
No masks though. We haven't got masks. We haven't succumbed to masks, have we?
No, I mean it's hard to work out how bad or how panicky it's supposed to get. I mean, I'm not really up for kind of getting...
We're not doing the panicky thing.
No, we just bought loads of food and put it in the store cupboard.
Food that will last for the next 20,000 years.
It's practical. We're being practical.
It just felt better to do it. Just a gesture. Just a little... If the shit hits the fan,
Language?
we've got beans. Pardon my French, as your mother says.
Pardon my French.
Pardon my French.
Yeah.
So that was sort of going on this week. And then we had a major Barney, didn't we? Not really major, but we had a bit of a heated debate, I think we could call it.
It was one of the...
Yeah.
Maybe the most heated debate we've ever... The most heated debate we've ever had.
It was about us. Usually we agree on most subjects, don't we? Mm-hmm. We sort of go, yeah, I feel that's good. Yeah. And that's actually what you're looking for in a partner, I think. Somebody who agrees with you.
It's easier.
Works for me.
Yeah.
But we got into this sort of Weinstein thing, the Harvey Weinstein thing, and I propose that if he writes a book, it'll be a really juicy book, and it'll be a good read, and everybody will want to read it because he must have some great stories about all sorts of celebrities, and I think there's a hunger for gossip, and I just propose that will sort of put him back on the map, or certainly be able to earn a bit of money with a book. You proposed...
Well, I proposed that culture moves through stages, and the Me Too movement and the woke movement has meant that he's become a figure of what is wrong with society, and so society has moved from it now away from that point, where anybody who would associate themselves with him in a new business or in a new one of his creations would be probably not want to do that sensibly. And then secondly, if they did do that, they would open themselves up to being...
blacklisted.
They would have protests, and their companies or their actors would be I'm kind of trying to find the word.
Well, you're saying that he's toxic. He's too toxic for any brand to associate with him. Even if a publisher had the book, even you proposed that there's no publisher that would publish that book because of the association being linked with him because of his name being so toxic. I personally feel that it will brush over. He may even win an appeal, and you know, he's been a poster boy, hasn't he? And these things have been highlighted, and they need to be highlighted. But you know, quite frankly, he's not on his own, is he? And a lot of women will have experienced similar things to that from just seemingly ordinary people trying their luck. I know certainly I have had hundreds of experiences like that from men who are trying their luck or being a little bit, you know, like, why are you grabbing my breast? For instance, I've had that happen. Just like unbelievable, playful, you know.
Just for the record, I've also had those experiences as well from the other side, yeah. Just to put it out there. But I will obviously...
Grabbing your breasts.
women, yeah, the same thing, different,
Really?
but same thing. But women have it much harder than men, for sure. And so, what you're kind of saying is like, he is just another guy from a certain age group doing what they all did, and that's fine. It'll pass over. I'm saying society.
No, it won't pass over. It's having an impact, and he's the poster boy, and it's all good. It's good that these things are being discussed. It's good that men now think, actually, that's unacceptable behaviour. I'm not gonna grab that girl's breast, for instance, unless she's given me the okay. I'm just saying that people will move on, and they'll buy the book. They'll want the Harvey Weinstein book. They will.
Yeah, I just don't agree.
And he doesn't think it's going to get. He'll even get a publisher. Anyway, let us know what you think.
No, I mean, I don't agree at all, because I think it's basically, if you look at Roseanne Barr, who basically was came back with that series Roseanne, which was like HBO #1 show, millions of viewers. She took some sleeping drugs. She wasn't sleeping, had a beer, and this drug is famous for like really screwing you up if you drink beer on it. Loads of cases, and doctors in the States saying do not drink on this drug. She made the mistake and drunk on it. Put some tweet out, which wasn't exactly like bad, but could have been understood as being bad. HBO dropped the show and dropped her immediately, and she is not being convicted of anything. But
not
they dropped
politically
the show.
correct.
They dropped the show because of the woke movement, and the whatever movement got on board on Twitter and social media and made it impossible for them to be able to do that. So the idea that Harvey will come back and make money, or one of his creations will be backed by someone in that climate of like social media, I think it's deluded. And very kind of from a perspective from old emperors always come back and make it. It's like, don't think so this time. He's been convicted of rape, and there's enough evidence of him being really quite shoddy on like video recordings and things like that. So I don't think anyone's going to get behind it.
It's quite shoddy. It's like I can't even count the times that I've been in that situation with men, and and it's just them having a go.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't make it
why,
right.
Why would you? So what? I don't know why you.
Well,
I
just think people will move on, and particularly if he's full of remorse, and I've changed my ways, and I've seen the light. If the book has plenty of that in it, I think people will forgive him.
I just think you respectfully, I disagree, and I think basically that like you haven't taken into account how far culture's moved on now from that moment. It's moved very swiftly in the last 2 or 3 years when that's happened. I think we've gone past the point where he can come back and be back on Oprah and be like, oh, never mind, he was a bit of a lad, but he's back. He's got his book out. He reveals the truth about something. It's like, I just don't think we're there anymore. And I think that's a good thing. We're not
I think if there had been grievous bodily harm, I think if there had been violence and aggression, I think there are women out there that are really going through stuff on a daily basis with in relationships or that they can't get out of, and they're actually being punched. I'm not sure. I think we need to look at that about arming women to have a voice and giving them the courage or the place to be able to leave those sort of relationships, those sort of abusive relationships. You can always walk out the door
100%.
Or walk out on a job. You don't have to stay in that job if you don't like the way you're being treated. Get out. Can you find the door? If you can find the door, leave. Very different for marriages with children and people who have no financial way of escaping, and they are plenty of women out there are taking having to put up with a lot worse, and that's all I'm saying. I'm saying he was a cocksure mogul who's tried his luck. I'm not sure he hit any of them, although don't quote me, I don't know. But he tried his luck, and if he tried his luck with me, I'd have fucking punched him. So, women, rise up, speak up, and say no. Because there are men out there that don't understand the word no. Perhaps he just got fed too many chocolates by Miriam Max. Nobody ever said no to Harvey. And it's up to us to learn how to say.
I tell you what isn't good though, is comparing Harvey to someone else. He wasn't that bad comparatively to the violent ones at home. It's like, no, listen, it's not time for that. The guy Whether he was like horrendous or really horrendous doesn't matter. He's been convicted via court, via jury of this happening. And just kind of go, oh, wasn't that bad really? Like, we've all experienced that. It's like, okay, we have, but it's like gone now. And so just kind of sort of saying he wasn't that bad is no help. It's like, it's time to kind of
In
move
regards to whether he could sell a book or not, whoops, we've slipped.
on. Yeah.
Hello. With regards to whether he could sell a book or not, that's all. I think a lot of people will know what I'm talking about. Women will know, yeah, there's men like that all over the place. They just tried their luck. They will. They'll have a go, and that's going to change. Hello.
Moving
We've
again.
slipped again. Oh, let's go.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.